Oh, yeah. Y'all tuned in once again. It is going all the way down. You are tuned into another episode of Just Got High with your boy Optimo Ram, straight out of Portland, Oregon. I just got high, and I didn't even say Oregon, right? I said Oregon. I got fucking way too high right before we did this once again. And y'all are tuned in. You know, today we was smoking on that funk extracts. Ooh. Damn, I ain't forgot. Yeah, and it's the most popular one. What's it called? Rainbow Belts. Damn, there we go. Some good shit. We had some rosin, and we put it in some carts. We were testing out the carts.
Testing them out.
We hadn't.
They're approved.
We hadn't tried them yet, so we haven't dropped them yet. So we wanted to see how good they were. And let me tell you, they're pretty fucking good. Hey, man. Yeah, I was very happy with it. And today we got one of my favorite people in the world, somebody who I've been bouncing around through this cannabis and music industry with for a really, really, really long time. And he's out here because he's from Oregon, of all places. Right. And it's pretty wild. It's my main name, Kendrix.
What's up, bro?
How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm good.
It's back out here.
I'm high now.
Yeah, we're pretty high.
It didn't take a lot. It was just enough.
We got here and we're like, hey, we're not actually high. I was like, well, we got to be high for the show. And then so we went down there and got high real quick. And
now we're here.
It only took a few puffs.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't take much. I was sitting there puffing. I probably went one over what I could have.
Yeah, I probably could have stopped.
I probably could have stopped one earlier.
Back one spot before that, but
for the consumers out there,
just so you know, we got a little extra high just for you.
It stretches.
Yeah, it does. Damn.
It's the gift that keeps giving.
The flavors on that pretty good too.
Yeah, no, the terps are great.
That's some Skittles terps.
I was telling Justin here, I was like, you can taste the weed a lot more out here
than in Denver, where you're at right now.
Yeah.
So a little background about me and my boy, Mr. Kendrix here. You're from Oregon, but I met you when we were both in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
And I was starting Optimo Radio, and you were living in Austin doing the music scene. And then I moved back to Houston, got Optimo Radio popping down there. And then I said, hey, I'm actually selling weed this whole time. I probably need to follow that dream. And so then I moved to Denver. And then 2 months after moving to Denver, I got a call from you and said, hey, Ram, guess what? I'm moving to Denver. And I was like, oh, shit. And then I left Denver after 9 months. And I was like, bro, I'm sorry, I'm moving to Denver. I'm moving to Oregon. And you're like, well, bro, I'm from Oregon. And I was like, no fucking way, man. Damn. Yeah. So it's been very cool. There's nobody else I've shared that experience with, of being able to, all the states that I've been traveling and living in.
It's a cool little trifecta.
Yeah, it is, man. So how did you get to Austin? Well, let's give the people a history. So how did you get from Oregon? Where did you grow up at in Oregon?
Okay, so I was So I was born in Coos Bay, Oregon, on the coast, southern coast.
Oh yeah.
My family's from Port Orford, which is a real small coastal town. It's like when you get to the southern coast, it's like the first town you go through where you see the beach, basically, other than Coos Bay and Bandon, but off the highway anyway. But yeah, that's where most of my family originates from. And I lived there until I was probably 5. And then we moved to Salem. And I lived in Salem all of elementary school into middle school. And then I moved to Austin in 7th grade.
Nice.
And started doing music when I got down there pretty much. So 12, 13. And
it's been on it since then.
It's been on it since. I think when I met you, we had a rap a lot affiliation going on with the management situation.
Yeah, that's right.
We were in Houston for a lot back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you were pretty young when you started rapping. You were in college, early 20s.
I wasn't in college, but I was at the college.
You were at the college.
I was at the
apartments. College. Yeah. And those apartments in Austin. There was these apartments in Austin off of Riverside Drive that all the
Longhorn Landing.
The dog, that place. I had some wild times in that place. The people who couldn't afford to live next to University of Texas, and all the people who were going to Austin Community College all lived over there. Bro, it was just a straight party all day long, kegs and shit.
And there was 5, 6 apartment complexes.
Yeah, all right next to each other.
All just
There's so many drugs going through that place, man. I used to make so much money.
I made a lot of money out
in that fucking place. Yeah, bro. Just hanging out at the pool with a pocket full of whatever. It was a nice life, man. It's just girls in bikinis all day. Everybody's having barbecue. I mean, it's just all day.
Parties,
Tuesday afternoon,
pool parties.
You're out there getting wasted.
And then if you really want to get fucked, you just you know, catch a cab because there wasn't Uber back
That's
then.
true. There was no Uber back
Catch
in
a
these
cab
days.
downtown for like
Yeah, you just go downtown,
$5-10.
and downtown Austin is like the dopest place to party at in the United States.
Yeah.
Man, I used to work at this La Quinta in downtown Austin. You know that one next
I
to the
know
Capitol,
exactly which one,
bro. And I had the graveyard shift there, dog. It was right before I started Optimo.
I bet you it got crazy.
It was insane. Like at about 1 o'clock in the morning, it was just
that's an affordable hotel.
It was the only affordable hotel in downtown Austin. So
hotel.
if you didn't have a lot of money, you're looking to party in Austin, you're staying at the hotel I was working at.
Yeah.
And bro, it was they would come back. I had people on PCP. This dude almost flipped over the balcony because it was like it was like you drive into the parking garage and it was like all the doors to the hotel were like on the inside of that little area in the parking garage is right there, or the
gated community.
Yeah, and so like you open, like you're yelling outside your door, the whole fucking place can hear you.
Kind of looks like an apartment complex.
It does, yeah. And man, I had the first night I was working there by myself, I had to break up a fight between like these army guys who are like 6'5" giant motherfuckers, and they're like about to beat each other's ass. And I was like standing there, I was like, yo, man, you want me to call the police? I hate the fucking police. I don't want to get them involved. Y'all got to get in your room and chill out. I was like, it's my first day, y'all. Come on, man. Come on. Just go back to your rooms and chill, please. And it actually worked.
Yeah.
And but that didn't work every night because Austin's wild. It was a fun place. I love Austin.
No, it's crazy. Growing up there, middle school and high school was a great
I bet it was cool back then.
It was a lot different, yeah. And then being in the music at such an early age, having access to all of that live performance.
Yeah, you're at the live music capital of the world. You're in middle school, high school.
I've been performing on stages since I was like 15, 16, sneaking into clubs, drinking when I was like, Do
you remember your first performance where you're like, man, this is what I want to really do with my life?
Yeah, I do. It was so me and Kid, my homie from Austin that I did a lot of music with back in the day. We all like collectively opened. So there was this tattoo parlor. They had this big empty like room on the side of their shop that was like as big. It was like a club size. So we paid a couple months rent on it, I believe. Nice. And we opened up a teenage club.
Fuck
and
yeah.
We got some speakers and opened it up, and we packed that hoe out.
That's live.
In high school, that's probably 9th, 10th grade. And that was like the first time I had like rapped in front of people, and it was like, kids in my school and shit.
Yeah. So, and people were like, this is dope.
Yeah. And they're like, y'all killed that shit. And we made some money. So it was like, after that, I was like, oh, this is cool. I can do this. And I'm good at it. And, get some chicks and all that good stuff.
Living the good life.
And it's just continued.
Yeah. And then dude. And then I probably met you, that was like 10 or 12 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
So you were just
at least,
At
least that we got at least a decade.
Yeah, sure. That's wild, man. I can't believe that it's the year 2022 now. And when we started radio, it was like 2010.
So then I moved to Austin and in middle school, lived there until about 8 years ago. And then moved to Colorado with my son's mother at the time. And I followed you out there. Basically, you were already out there.
Just fresh in Denver.
And you're the first person I called when I got there. I need a job.
Yeah, we got a job at the Green Solution.
Yeah, we're working. Funny story about that. I still hang out with the previous owner of the Green Solution. That's one of my friends. He's cool.
Yeah, full circle, man.
Yeah,
I remember that place there. Yeah, it was.
Shout out Brad.
Tough. Yeah, shout out to Brad. I think I met Brad once or twice working there. Man, that was I learned a lot from the Green Solution. I got to give them the respect because I learned a lot. They had a really structured business when it came to corporate cannabis, and
very structured,
extremely structured. I really
the most structured at the time.
For real, they had the security guards driving the armored trucks, bringing the money and the weed back and forth from all the dispensaries and shit. It ain't like that in Oregon, man. I throw that shit in my car, put the cash in my. Oh, never mind. No, it's different.
The regulations,
ride with a gun.
They definitely the standard is set pretty high out there with their regulations.
Yeah.
You gotta have a badge to go.
You do, yeah. It's so much more restricted. I remember when I moved out there, you couldn't even have any student loan debt initially to get a handler's permit or whatever they call it there, because they didn't want no debt to the government to be able to work in the cannabis industry. And I was like, man, what the hell? I had to pay off like $6,000 in debt real quick just so I could go out there and get into the industry.
That's
But
crazy.
I think that was a very early on thing, and I don't think it held on very long.
Yeah, that I was gonna say.
But that was like,
I actually got lucky when I went to get my med badge. I had like a thing on my criminal background that popped up. I never got convicted for it. It's a stupid little funny story.
It popped up, yeah.
But it popped up, so they made me come in and like write it down. And then once I did that, they just gave me my badge, so I didn't even have to wait in the mail. Because most people waiting like 3 weeks in the mail for it to come. So I gotta start working like in the 2 days later.
That's right. And at the Green, you got a job at a different Green Solution than when I was working
I opened that store up.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I got cool with Brad, because he was up there opening that shit.
Yeah. I'm man.
And I was a broke. So yeah, so I went from selling, you know, we
weren't making a lot of money working.
We weren't making a lot of money at all. So you know, we had an opportunity to come out there and grow for ourselves and kind of like, you know, put ourselves in a better financial situation, because we were just selling like, you know, nickel and dime.
That's how we was doing it back.
Nickel and dime when you back in Austin. So.
Man, I made so much more money doing that.
Then I had a baby on the way. I was like, shit, I gotta figure out something bigger. So
yeah, let's expand this shit.
We just dumped everything we had into a grow setup and moved out to Colorado.
And in Colorado, they give you like a big ass plant count too. I mean, you can.
Well, yeah, at the time I had 100 plant count.
Yeah, that's so.
And I think it cost me like $200.
Yeah.
And oh man, we were booming.
Yeah, a medical card in Oregon costs $400 now.
It was great. I was selling all sorts of weed and I'd made all this money that I'd never had before in my life, and that was a new experience, having money and having a child and being comfortable having it. I just like know most people struggle when it's a newborn and shit, but financially that shit like
it's tough, yeah, especially in this market.
I mean, I worked at Green Solution until my son was like a week before my son was born, and then coincidentally I harvested like a week after he was born, so I never had to work another job again. I was like, yeah. I've been since then, yeah.
But you're out there in Colorado doing the thing, and it's been 8 years since we fucking moved out there, which is really crazy to think. That's really crazy. That's been that long. That's almost 10 years, man. Yeah. And I mean, the next 2 years can go by real fast.
Yes,
man.
it'll be interesting to see. Even the last 2 years of my life have been pretty like progressively getting.
I feel like the older you get, the quicker it goes by, or something.
Yeah, well,
you know what I'm saying?
And I feel like the easier it is to accomplish goals, because you finally can just like look at it and like, okay,
yeah,
this is where I've been fucking up. This is what I got to do to get what I want.
You start taking accountability for that shit. You can start really making some moves real fast. I gotten good at that now. I still kind of be bullshitting with my time. Like if I can manage my time a little better, it'd be better.
Oh yeah, there's always room for improvement.
That's for sure. But compared to like back then, I mean like
back then I was
chilling.
I was more excited about smoking different kinds of dabs and, you know, just like the whole process. I remember like, you know, they give you a little discount at the Green Solution every day.
Yeah.
And I would like pride myself and like pick it out with the most fire that we could.
For real. Yeah, that's
just make that half gram stretch for a day
for the
or
half
two.
gram of dab. Yeah. I remember that. I remember when you first got that house, and then Chino and Certified came out. And we all like went out and partied and shit.
We went up to the Stanley, right?
Yeah, we went to the Stanley hotel. That's right, we did, out in Estes Park, and we got
I
caught
was
like
terrified that whole fucking drive.
That drive was so scary.
That was my first time driving to the store.
Like
being
real.
In the car.
But we were out there chilling, and then it started snowing on us, and we didn't know if it was going to stop or not. We're just like out there. It didn't stop. No, I don't know how the fuck we made it home. That was a real I got acclimated. Yeah, and then people out here in Oregon trip about snow. I'm like, yo, like I did 9 months in Denver. That's all you need. Like, man, you get some.
Done 8 years
acclimated. Yeah, you've been out there some years.
I'll whip it in the
How do you like Denver after? So when we got there, it was like right when weed was going legal, and there was like a big party.
The green rush.
And I feel like we're a few years past that. You know what I mean? Like,
we're more than a few years.
The party is fucking over.
The rush is slowed down to a crawl.
To a trickle. Yeah.
To a crawl.
Price of weeds dropped a lot in Colorado too,
crazy. Right? Yeah, I've been blessed enough to like my music's really taken off, so I haven't had to lean on the weed stuff as much to take care of me financially anymore. So it's been it's good timing, because the prices of everything just went down so much. Drastically.
It's pretty rough, even on the traditional sides. I'm like, damn, as much I'm like, man, I used to make so much money doing this and that, and now like I don't think I would anymore, even if I was doing the old thing, because I was hitting licks.
Oh, for sure. When I first got there, I think pounds were going for like $2,800.
Yeah.
And people were coming in to get them. Like I didn't have to
you have to do anything.
I didn't have to do shit.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a difference. It was definitely the green rush.
Yeah.
And the green was, you couldn't keep it. It was
The weed game done changed.
if you grew decent weed, and I will say I was growing some good ass weed. I did have some good ass stuff.
Nice.
But yeah, you couldn't hold on to it long enough. You couldn't meet the demand. You'd have people wanting.
Now the supply has overtaken the demand, and it just sucks for everybody. And but it's interesting to see that it's happening everywhere. And I mean, so what are we talking about on indoor pounds from Colorado right now going for?
Of the gas, you might be able to squeeze 15 if you're lucky.
Man, that's for indoor too, which is crazy. Yeah. Oh, man.
But
that's how I mean, there's not much outdoor. I mean, 15, I know down in like Pueblo, they might grow some outdoor and stuff.
I mean, you know, you get your seasons out there. So it'll be there won't be, and then all of a sudden it'll boom.
Yeah, then now everything's going for 200 a pound. Yeah, like, fuck, man.
And that's usually you know after Croptober, so right around Christmas, everything gets flooded. Yeah, everybody gets everything for cheap. Nobody comes and spends anything else, and
that's how it is here. Yeah.
Then you're stuck with all this bullshit that you got to sit on until summertime next year.
Yeah. That's how it goes with me as the processor. You know, I get all the harvested weed at the end of the year, and then the sales like drop off the face of the planet from till like spring break. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like slowly 420 comes, and then people start traveling again. But man, I'm not feeling it so much this year too. Like it's like the jump back into the mix is much slower than it has been in previous years.
Well, because everybody's been chilling smoking for 2 years.
Yeah, they've been hanging.
They just made it a routine now. It's not so much of a celebration.
Yeah, it's just part of the program. It's not a exciting.
The pandemic fucked.
It did.
Fucked everybody.
We were excited about it for a minute. Yeah, we were killing it in the first few months of the pandemic, but then it just kind of the market just got so saturated, you know. And then I don't know, a lot of people are falling off. But man, I don't know.
It's a crazy game, man.
It is.
You gotta constantly be on your toes and innovative, and I love what you guys do with the funk. It's dope. You know, the whole branding, and
you were one of the first artists that we put a QR code on there, and then we had like some.
I remember when you told me about it. Well, it's genius because your packaging was already just like built for it.
Well, thanks, man.
So I'm glad to see that it's worked out. You guys become pretty. Anybody I've mentioned, y'all two out here that I've known for years. Oh yeah, I like funk.
Nice. That's cool, man. It's an honor to be doing it. You know, I don't know what else I'd want to be doing. As tough as it is, and as you know, hard. Everybody in this industry got it. Like, I know you really got to have the love and the passion for it. Cause there's nothing else I want to do. You know, I sell weed. I want to do this stuff, but I want to, you know, I love selling.
That's why it moving out to Colorado was probably the best thing I ever did in my life. Cause it was like allowed me to not only provide like financial stability for myself and my family, but it gave me time. Cause, you know, growing weed's time consuming, but it's also allows you a lot of, you don't have to go clock in, and
you got the freedom to.
I've always been very passionate about smoking weed.
Yeah.
So it was only natural, and selling it, if I'm being honest. But it was only natural for me to like. I just remember my teachers, "You're not gonna do anything smoking weed," you know.
Yeah. Look at us now.
I make more than you.
Yeah, for real. Shit, so. That's pretty funny, man.
I had a 401k selling weed at one point. True story.
Right. Selling weed.
Paul Wall, what is it? Ain't no 401k for a hustle.
Right. Not
times have changed, Paul.
The margins ain't quite what they used to be now, Mr. Wall. But you know, we're providing for people.
You can't get that 401k.
Yeah, you can. There is a 401k for a hustler now.
There really is.
That's pretty.
It was an interesting. Yeah, it was just a crazy rush, and it allowed me time to, you know, be a dad, and you know, be a super hands-on parent, and put more time into my music, which in turn, you know, got me a record deal. So,
and let's talk about that for a second. I mean, the music's really taken off. I've always been a huge fan of your music. You've always been able to, you know, create something that I feel people can relate to, and no matter what genre or, you know, walk of the hip hop realms you might be in, I feel like you make music for everybody and are able to bring people together from, you know, whether you're down south type shit or you're West Coast, East Coast, whatever. Like, I feel like you find in your music something that kind of connects everything and brings people together. That's what I love about it. Now you got some new music on your new album that I'm just now at least listening to not too long ago. under Kendrick, and is it that's the name of the album?
The name of the album is Gumbo.
Gumbo, that's right.
But yeah, I changed the moniker from Corey Kendricks just to Kendricks, but with no vowels.
Yeah.
So it's KNDRX.
I love it. Yeah. So how do we follow you on Instagram? And
Corey Kendricks
still Corey. Okay,
still Corey Kendricks on Instagram.
I love it.
Because there's some asshole out there that has KNDRX.
And they don't want to hook.
He hasn't posted since like 2015, and I've like messaged him 100 times. Like, come on, man, I'll pay. I get you some.
I get you some rep for it. Like, just come on, bro. Come on. And he didn't even respond to you, huh?
No.
Yeah. It's fucking probably sitting there with a
probably
check waiting for him, and
probably doesn't. He doesn't. From the appearance, it doesn't look like he cares much about social media.
Yeah.
So he probably just is like, yeah, fuck it. Or God willing, hopefully he's not.
That happened when I started Dabtown. I wanted just the Dabtown. This homie, this dude. He's actually a really dope extract artist, whose Instagram is named Dabtown, and he was like just graduating college. I was like, yo, man, I'll pay you some money for that. And he was like, nah, I'm cool. And I was like, okay, you're missing out. But like, he's gone on for years and is making some really dope shit. And I was like, shout out to Dabtown.
Shout out Dabtown.
Dude's got dope shit.
Also, shout out Kendrick's. Holler at me, man. If
y'all make sure to follow my boy and check out his music. I mean, damn, we're gonna play a video at the end of this broadcast, so y'all can stay tuned for that. Yeah. And then we're going to let's talk about some music. So we've done music together. We put out a mixtape together back when we were in Denver called Dab Music, and I think
we did.
If you haven't heard that yet, I think everybody, if you tuned in, you probably would jam on this album. And we made some little skits, like some songs.
We were
skits that were fun. That was right when we moved to Denver.
Forefront of the Dab.
We really were.
This was 2014. This was like there wasn't all the options that there are now.
That's right. And we were telling everybody, got to take them low temp turpid dabs.
Yeah, we were ahead of the game. I don't think people were it was ahead of its time.
That's true. It was like a little
because
bit
from there it became, the Brosins and the
Diamonds and the Brosins, the Fresh Press and the all kinds of. I mean, the different.
None of that was around then.
It wasn't.
Just like Shatter or Butter.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
I remember that. Yeah, and it was
and then the clearer the Shatter, the more impressed you were.
Yeah, you were like, oh, it's so clear. Look at that. I can see through it.
I can see right there.
Oh man, yeah.
There's no bubbles.
I remember that. I remember getting grams for like $25 back then.
I think that was
shitty. Yeah,
I think that was
like the lick.
I was winning.
I was like winning, but this is like such crappy dabs for $25 a gram, and but then I remember the first day I went to Denver, I went and bought an $80 gram of live resin. I can still smell that. Like I remember dabbing it and walking back into my apartment.
And smell the
I can still smell. No, this was good. This was actually like some.
Okay.
It was super fire. But I paid $80 for 1 gram. I thought I was getting ripped off, and but it was so good. Like I just remember that experience of smoking that being high.
Pigs and Whistles. Is that one of the spots?
It was some weird spot off the freeway that I never went to again because I didn't like it. But they had, and then I found remember Pink, what was the Pink something?
I forget. I was going someplace with you.
There was Kind Leaf that we used to go to.
There's one over by that 7-Eleven.
That was the one for $25 grams.
Yeah.
It was the house. Yeah. It was, that was a medical spot.
I remember that.
And
one.
that was the one. It was in the house across the street from the 7-Eleven. That was the one that had $25 grams. I spent a bunch of money at that fucking place.
That's like the block I live in.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's right. And that's a cool part of Denver, man.
I like it.
I like it. I don't think that dispensary's there anymore.
No,
I looked it up not too long. I was trying to tell somebody about that spot. And I was like, I've been paying $25 a gram for a long time, man.
Yeah. Oh man, you could get 8 grams of something now for I think it's like $80 out the door.
Fuck, man, that's
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's good for the consumer, for a motherfucker like me. Yeah. Who thought it'd be a good idea to start a business like this. Hey, I'm saying I'm gonna be balling one day.
Well, no, you guys are already ahead of most people. Though,
well, thanks, man. That's true. Yeah, we I don't know. I don't know. I thought I was gonna be a millionaire by now, and I'm not. I'm like a little salty about it, but it's not why I got into it. I do it because I love this. But I mean, whatever I want to do, I want it to make me $1 million, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the end goal, right? It's to do what you love.
$1 million.
So it doesn't feel like a job.
Right, exactly. And I have to say, I do appreciate that. The last few months, I've really kicked back, and you get to do that because you just do whatever you want, and that's cool.
Yeah.
And
the music is, we say that, but both of us have definitely put in the 10,000 hours.
That's true. That's true.
That it takes to be able to do that.
To get to that point. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. I always forget about that. I just want to work all the time. It's like, man, I need to like and be stressed out about it too. I'm like, no, I need to do that. But no, it's just like, I'm just chilling. I'm gonna enjoy the ride. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Ride the wave.
Yeah.
You gotta sometimes you just gotta look back and say, hey,
and appreciate that's what we're doing. Like, and the money
at
ain't
least you know, it
money
couldn't be
makes
the
shit happen. It'll make a lot more fun stuff happen.
yeah,
But like it ain't the reason, you know, life is what we're here. Money is just a tool that we use to do what we want to do.
exactly.
And I just need a little bit more of it to do the kind of stuff I want to do.
Man.
But we're getting there. And but at the same time, we still doing whatever hell we want to do.
We still pretty much doing
That's
it.
dope.
Yeah.
I own my own business. I sell weed. I do music. You do your own music and you do it fucking amazing.
Yeah, so the music's been going good, man. I signed a deal with this independent label based out of San Antonio back in October of 2020, like during the whole pandemic. So that was like a blessing. Cause shit was kind of crazy, you know. I got into visuals, doing like visuals, and I think that really helped me garner some more eyes
you
and
have
more
a
attention.
real creative eye for video art, man. It's dope. Yeah.
So during the pandemic, I was just doing a lot of video releases of my own stuff and other people's stuff. I went to Costa Rica right before it happened, so I had a bunch of like dope content from that.
Hell yeah.
And then I was working with Griselda, which is like this big rap group that's
Mm-hmm.
up coming, Benny the Butcher and Conway the Machine and stuff. Right before all that shit happened, so that gave me some leverage to kind of maintain through the initial wave of all of that. And then I went through a breakup during all that time too, and that kind of just I was living in the mountains on some crazy shit, thinking the world was about to end for like 2 months when the initial wave happened.
Nice. At least you had a spot to dip out to.
Yeah, no, I mean at the time it was nice just to kind of get away from everybody, but yeah, I ended up leaving there, and then that just kind of reality checked me. I was like, well, if I'm gonna do this music shit, I gotta kind of like go really hard right now.
Yeah.
And I did, and I just started like going hard, and that caught some attention. We had some meetings with some people, and those meetings led to other people catching wind of some things, and then they sent me an offer and passed it back and forth a couple times and got it right. Nice. And I signed with them, and then September of 2021, I released my first project with them, and it went number 8 on the hip hop charts.
I remember that. That's so dope.
And then we had like billboards in Times Square and all over the place. Like, I think it was like 19 different states and like 33 different cities had the billboard up.
That's so dope.
At one point.
Nice, man.
That was pretty dope. And now I'm working on the next project.
That's awesome.
Doing some touring off the last one.
Yeah, and you're just coming off a little tour here in the Pacific Northwest last few days. We got to do a little DJ set at TJ's on Pal. And then where else were you at this weekend?
So I did Kelly's Olympian with this really cool monthly hip hop showcase that my friend Max Smith and We Out Here magazine throw called The Thesis. And it's probably my 3rd time performing at The Thesis. It's always a really packed house, always a good crowd. Great people over there, great artists, mostly local.
Yeah.
Other than excuse me, other than my nomad self. Yeah, it was a great show, pretty packed out, made some decent money on that. And then next day we backdoored it at TJ's on Pal.
Hell yeah.
That was a good time. Cool vibes over there. Shout out TJ's. And then yesterday I was in Seattle at Gold Bar.
Nice.
So
drove up Sunday action.
Came
at
back
the Gold Bar. Yeah. And then got to see your family and hang out. And
got to go see some fam.
That's a good tour.
Reconnect with some friends, and it's always good, man. Took it easy. Had turned up a little. Friday night after the DJ set.
Yeah,
went and got a little drunk.
Nice, good. I'm glad you did because I felt bad. I had just had surgery.
Yeah,
I was all fucked up. Man, I was out of there. I was fucking.
I wasn't even mad at you for it, man. I was surprised you was able to hang the way you did during the daytime. So.
Oh yeah, it was. I got to kick it with my boy, man. My boy Corey Ken, just one of the coolest motherfuckers out there, man. It was excited to.
Rand's pretty cool too, y'all. If y'all ain't got to kick it with Rand's cool as fuck.
We like to have a good time.
You know what I'm
saying? But man, dude, it was fun, and I'm looking forward to you coming back out here. And when can we expect your next project to probably drop in?
So we're gonna start dropping some singles, probably June, July. We're gonna roll out a couple of singles first.
Nice.
And then probably if the singles work out, then you'll get the whole album. If not, we'll hit the drawing board again. But there's an album done, so
nice.
It'll be out by the end of the year, I'd say for sure.
And then we're gonna, when we get up out of here, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll be able to watch a cool music video at the end of this thing. What are we gonna be showing people today?
I'll probably send you the pressed video.
All right.
Press is the one I'm about to drop. Actually, I can send you Pressure too. Pressure's dope too. I'll send you a couple, let you pick.
All right.
It'll either be Pressed or Pressure off of the
Pressed
Gumbo
or the
project.
Pressure. Nice. And what was the one we were playing, the homies at Burnt River Farms? It was that Down South track that you were doing.
Oh, Top Down?
Dude, that's just jamming. I really like
that's
that.
my ode to Texas. That's
that's a definitely good Texas banger right there.
The Texas culture. That song goes crazy too. Like at the shows, I did that out here, and I never know how it's gonna do when I'm in like other places other than Texas.
Yeah,
because I don't, now it's a little bit more like culturally understood in other places. So I think it hits a little different than it would have like 10 years ago.
I feel that.
But yeah, I did that in Portland, and they went crazy for that.
Nice. Shit was dope, man. Everything's it was dope. I
think we're gonna put a Texas Legend on there.
Do a little remix
in like 2 weeks. Yeah,
I'll
put it on the next album.
Okay. Well, you let me know, because that's exciting. That's really exciting.
I don't want to speak on the name yet because it's not confirmed, but
we're gonna.
It's pretty much locked.
It's gonna be exciting to.
We gotta see. Yeah, now I got a whole Texas run coming up next.
That's right.
Be on
with
tour.
Prescription.
With Prescription, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got a couple more solo dates before that. Actually, we got the Brawl Wall in San Antonio with Paul Wall, and then there is a sneaker show the next day, the same event center.
What date is that?
With Bun. So I'm gonna be there.
Bombita.
Yeah.
When is that gonna be?
The 21st and the 22nd of this month.
Okay, cool. May 21st.
So I go home for a couple of weeks, and then I fly down there, and then right after that, I'm in Houston on the 27th with Hustletown, and then in Prescription. For that whole shit, and then the whole rest of the Texas states like Lubbock, Waco, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas.
Nice. And people trying Colleen. Oh man, that's Colleen. What up, Colleen?
Yeah.
I had I'll save that story for another day. But if people are trying to follow you, they need to follow you at Corey Kendrick,
CORY KENDRIX, or you can, I think, just type in KNDRX and Corey Kendricks will pop up.
It'll pop up. Yeah, type that shit in. But man, we're gonna get up out of here. I'm so glad to have you. And y'all stay tuned. Another episode of Just Got High with Corey Kendricks. This is the man with the plan.
We're about to go get even high.
We're gonna get even more high. So y'all check out his music while we're getting high. Stay tuned for a music video. If you're listening on Spotify, thank you. Tell a friend to tune in, subscribe, hit that like button, and funk with it, man. Just Got High. And remember, if it ain't local, it ain't live. Support local artists and businesses, baby.
Hey.